All right, I'm going to tell you about a time that the business record happened to feature that said I was fearless. But then I'm going to put this big disclaimer in it. Because when you think fearless, you think probably theme music, badass, no fear, just raw. That ain't this. And as I talk about this, the reason why I feel really good that I'm sharing this with you and that this is what's in this article from me is because I want you to stop being so critical of your own journey. So today, there's some stuff in here for you, and I want you to come ready to glean your stuff. Is that okay? All right. So some years ago, I fell in love, y'all. I mean, he was cute, he was smart, he was talented, he was an artist, he was funny, and then he was really into me, like he was digging me, y'all. He thought I was smart too. He liked my music, he liked my mind, and he even liked my different kind of, my different kind of look. Because, I'm a special kind of fine, y'all. And I was like, okay, this is good, this is good. But then we had to fast forward through them, them late night conversations where you fall asleep with the phone on your ear and you wake up, you still there? Okay, yeah, what was we talking about last? Fast forward through those late night conversations and the whirlwind romance and the wedding and the 4 kids that I grew to love like my own from his first marriage and the 2 kids we made from this marriage. And this man was abusive. And I don't mean like the fist to the face, the black eye, the usual thing that we think of. Look, and I got to look at my notes for this one right here because there was a lot of stuff. I'm talking digital stalking, financial abuse, coercive control, sexual coercion, psychological abuse, and verbal abuse. And y'all, he was smart because he could even wrap all that stuff up in some scriptures from the Bible to make me feel like, well, wait a minute, maybe I ain't being Christian enough if I'm saying something about the stuff that he's doing. So just go ahead and tack on religious abuse to the stuff that I just named. That was the moment I became fearless. Remember I told you it wasn't going to be that badassery? Because it didn't look like that. And guess what? Fearless rarely looks like that. But I'll tell you what it did look like for me. It looked like taking my money and moving it to my own bank account and not telling it. It looked like changing, yeah, you can clap for that. It looked like changing the locks when he finally said, I think it's best if I remove myself. And I was like, I think so too. Where can I drop you off, brother? Cutting off the family and the longtime friends who were like, I just can't get used to y'all not being together. What can we do? Leave me alone. I'm in a better place. And then even defying my attorney, who said, if you don't agree to take these kids to see him every other weekend, we're going to drop your case. I was like, all right, I'm going to defy you. I'm going to do what I think is best for my kids, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail, and I'm not taking them to see him at all because he's emotionally abusing them too, and I dare you to drop me. Go ahead then. It also looked like selling my house of 8 years and vowing to live, now this is badassery right here, vowing to live off the savings from the sale of the house till my business could support me. Y'all bad enough to do that with me? starting an LLC to teach communities what Black women need during crisis, and starting a nonprofit to deliver the right, culturally informed, culturally led services to Black women, domestic violence survivors and their kids, and changing my name in my 50s, to reflect who I fought to become despite everything I experienced, and then completely not listening to none of the folk who couldn't get with me on my current journey. Now that doesn't sound like, waiting to exhale. You know the scene with Angela Bassett throwing that thing and walking off, she had to walk. It doesn't sound the same, but it felt the same. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you're not a Black woman. It doesn't matter if you're not a woman. It doesn't matter if you're not a domestic violence survivor. I wanted you to get today, don't glorify or romanticize fearlessness. But I want you to understand something about it. When you move to unknown places and you step out into something and you're not sure if there's stable ground, that's scary. And anybody who tells you it's not, and that they're not scared, they're either one of two things. They lying, or they're so numbed to everything they've experienced, they don't realize just how scary it is. Here's something I want you to take with you right now today. I want you to close your eyes just for a second. And I want you to get a picture of you in your head doing this in your future. When you run into something and you go, wow, this is scary, I want you to imagine yourself pushing past that thing that stops you in your tracks, pushing through that thing and going anyway. Can you picture that? As soon as you get that picture in your head, open them eyes, open them beautiful eyes you got. Because that, beloved, is true fearlessness. It's not ever not being scared. It's fearing just a little bit less to allow yourself to move just a little bit more. Literally fearing less, not fearing at all. So I hope today, when you think about that word fearless from now on, you just tell yourself, as long as I keep going, I got this thing nailed. I'm Courageous Fire, reminding you one more time, fear less, move more.